5 useless stretches that fix back pain in minutes over 60? Try this. Well, hello there, my friend. Come on in and grab your favorite chair. I've been waiting for you. You know, just the other day, I was talking to my neighbor Margaret. She's about your age, sharp as a tack, but she told me something that broke my heart. She said, "Some mornings, my back hurts so much I can barely put my socks on. I feel like I've lost the freedom to enjoy my own life." Sound familiar? If you're nodding along right now, you're not alone. Back pain after 60 sneaks up on so many of us. It starts as a little twinge when you garden, or a stiff ache when you stand up from your recliner. Before you know it, it's that unwelcome guest that overstays its welcome. But what if I told you relief could be just minutes away? And what if I said the stretches that actually work might surprise you? They're so simple, you've probably dismissed them as useless before. Today, I'm sharing 5 gentle stretches I call back pain erasers. They're not fancy. You won't need special equipment or bend like a gymnast. They're the kind of moves you can do in your pajamas, holding onto your kitchen counter, or even seated. I've seen these work wonders for folks in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, and we're starting with the first 2 right now. Let me ask you something. When your back acts up, where do you usually feel it? For most of us, it's right here, that tender spot just above the hips, where your spine meets your pelvis. That's why our first stretch is what I call the kitchen sink hip shift. You don't need a yoga mat, just your trusty kitchen counter. Here's how it works. Stand facing your sink or counter, feet hip-width apart. Gently rest your hands on the edge for balance. Now, imagine you're holding a beach ball between your hips. Slowly, I want you to paint a tiny circle with your hips, clockwise, like you're stirring a pot of soup. Just a small, controlled motion. No bigger than a teacup saucer. Keep your shoulders relaxed and breathe. After 3 circles, reverse direction. Feels silly, doesn't it? Like you're not doing much at all. But here's the magic. That little movement loosens up the sacrum, the triangular bone at the base of your spine that gets stubborn as we age. Margaret told me she does this while waiting for her coffee to brew. 2 minutes, she said, and I can bend to feed the cat without wincing. Now, let's talk about why most of us get this wrong. When our lower back hurts, we often try to stretch backward, arching like we're reaching for something behind us. But for seniors, that can pinch nerves. Instead, we need to create space between the vertebrae. That's where our second stretch comes in, the chair angel. You'll need any stable chair, dining room, porch rocker, even your car seat. Sit tall with your feet flat on the floor, hands resting palms down on your thighs. Now, picture a string pulling the crown of your head toward the ceiling. Gently tuck your chin, like you're nodding yes to a dear friend. As you inhale, slowly slide your hands up your thighs toward your hips. Exhale and glide them back down. Repeat for 5 breaths. What's happening here? You're decompressing your lower spine while strengthening the muscles that hold you upright. My buddy Frank, 78, does this in his recliner during TV commercials. He swears it's the reason he can finally enjoy his fishing trips again. Feels like I've given my spine a glass of cool water, he laughs. I know what you might be thinking. Can something this gentle really help? Let me tell you about Rose. She's 82, fiercely independent, but back pain made her dread getting out of bed. She tried these 2 stretches for just 3 days, 2 minutes each morning. On the 4th day, she walked to her mailbox without stopping. When she called me, her voice cracked. I forgot what it felt like to move without fear. That's the thing about these useless stretches. They're not dramatic. They won't leave you breathless. But they're like turning a rusty faucet. One small twist, and suddenly everything flows. Now, before we move on, let's pause and breathe together. Sit back in your chair. Close your eyes if you'd like. Place a hand on your heart. Feel that steady rhythm? That's your body saying thank you. You've just taken the first step toward taking your freedom back. In a moment, we'll explore 2 more stretches, including one you can do lying down that's pure heaven for stiff hips. But for now, why not try the kitchen sink hip shift while it's fresh in your mind? Then come on back. I'll be right here waiting. Welcome back. I hope you took that moment to try the hip shift. Maybe while your kettle whistled or the morning news played softly in the background. Isn't it something? How the simplest movements often hold the deepest relief. Now, let's settle in together. Pull your chair a little closer, and let me tell you about Martha. Martha's a retired librarian with a laugh that could warm an entire room. But for years, she'd given up her beloved evening walks because of a nagging ache right here, where the ribs meet the spine. Feels like a knot no one can untie, she'd say. Sound familiar? That's why our third stretch is what I lovingly call the pillow knees. You'll need your bed or sofa, and yes, one pillow. No fancy cushions required. Lie down on your back, knees bent, feet flat. Place that pillow snugly between your knees. Now, gently squeeze the pillow like you're hugging it with your legs. Not hard, just enough to feel your inner thighs engage. Breathe in deeply through your nose, and as you exhale, slowly let your knees fall together toward the right. Only go as far as feels comfortable, no twisting. Your shoulders stay planted. Hold for 2 breaths. Then, with your next exhale, guide your knees back to center. Repeat to the left. Now, I know what you're thinking. This feels too easy. How can hugging a pillow help my back? Here's the quiet miracle. When your hips are tight, and oh, how they tighten as we age, they tug mercilessly on your lower spine. This gentle rocking, it's like oiling a creaky hinge. Martha does this every night before sleep. 2 minutes, she told me last week, tears in her eyes. 2 minutes, and I walked my granddaughter to the bus stop without clutching my side. But let's not stop there, because there's another thief of joy many of us overlook, one that hides in our upper back. That stiffness between your shoulder blades when you reach for a mug. The ache that makes you sigh when you try to put on a sweater. That's where our fourth stretch comes in, the doorway hug. Find any doorway in your home. Stand facing it, feet shoulder-width apart. Place your palms flat against the frame, right about level with your ears. Now, step 1 foot forward into the doorway. Feel that delicious pull across your chest. Keep your chin level. Don't let it jut forward. Now here's the secret. Lean into the stretch ever so slightly, as if you're trying to press the doorway wider. You should feel this not in your shoulders, but here, along the sides of your upper back, near your shoulder blades. Breathe here for 20 seconds. Imagine each inhale melting tension like butter on warm toast. Why does this matter so much? Because as we get older, our posture tends to curl inward, like a fern closing at dusk. We lean over counters, hunch toward screens, cradle phones. This stretches the muscles that pull us open, restoring space where nerves breathe easy. My friend Ben, 72, does this every time he passes his hallway mirror. Takes less time than brushing my teeth. He grins. And now I can actually raise my arms to fix the porch light. Now I see you there. Maybe skeptical, maybe hopeful. Let me share something profound my own grandmother told me when I was young. The body remembers kindness, child. Treat it gently, and it will soften for you. These stretches, they're not about forcing change. They're an invitation, a whispered promise to your muscles. You're safe now. You can let go. And here's the beautiful truth. Relief isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet gasp when you realize, I just bent to tie my shoes and didn't hold my breath. Or the moment you lift a grocery bag without bracing for the stab. So let's pause right here. Try the doorway hug as you head to the kitchen for tea. Notice how your shoulders feel lighter, as if you've set down invisible suitcases. Then come back. We've got one final stretch to share, one that might just become your secret weapon against morning stiffness. I'll be right here, friend. Take your time. There you are. I saw you trying that doorway hug near the hall closet. Did you feel that gentle release across your upper back? Like loosening the laces on a pair of shoes you've worn all day. Beautiful. Now let's get cozy. Settle into your favorite chair, the one with the good cushion, and let me tell you about George. George is 83, a retired mechanic with hands that still smell faintly of motor oil. For years, he'd start his day stiff as a starched shirt, especially right here, that tender spot where your spine meets your tailbone. Getting out of bed felt like cracking open a rusted door. He'd grumble. He tried heating pads, expensive creams, even resigned himself to shuffling like a penguin for the first hour of the day. Sound familiar? That's why our fifth stretch, the one George calls his morning lifesaver, is so deceptively simple. I call it the magic carpet ride. And yes, you do it right there in your chair. Here's how. Sit tall near the edge of your seat, feet flat on the floor, hands resting palms down on your knees. Now, imagine you're sitting on a magic carpet floating just above the ground. Gently, slowly, begin to make tiny circles with your sitting bones, as if you're polishing the seat beneath you with your tailbone. Circles no bigger than a silver dollar. 5 circles clockwise, then 5 counterclockwise. Keep your shoulders soft and breathe deeply. That's it. George asked me, skeptical, just wiggling. But 3 days later, he called, voice thick with wonder. I stood up from breakfast and didn't groan. My wife dropped her spoon. Why does this humble move work miracles? Because that stubborn stiffness in your sacrum, the foundation of your spine, often comes from lack of micromovement. Like a gate hinge that creaks when it hasn't been opened in years. These gentle circles hydrate stiff ligaments and remind your pelvis how to move with your spine, not against it. But here's the secret no one tells you. The real magic isn't in doing these stretches, it's in weaving them together. Like threads in a tapestry, each one supports the others. Let's tie them all into a gentle, 5-minute routine you can do right when you wake up. Start in bed. Pillow knees before your feet touch the floor. Hug that pillow between your knees. Rock gently side to side 5 times. It's like telling my spine, good morning, let's be kind today. Martha. Kitchen sink hip shift. While waiting for the kettle, paint those tiny circles at the counter. 2 minutes, and I can reach the top shelf for the oatmeal. Margaret. Chair angels. Sit tall at the breakfast table. Nod yes. Slide hands up and down thighs for 5 breaths. My grandkids say I sit up straight like a queen now. Rose. Doorway hug. Passing through the hall? Pause and press into the frame. I do this before putting on my coat. No more shoulder tug-of-war. Ben. Magic carpet ride. Before standing up from any chair, make those tiny circles. Now I rise like I mean it. Not like I'm negotiating a truce with my back. George. A gentle truth. Your back isn't broken, friend. It's thirsty. Thirsty for movement it's been missing. These aren't exercises. They're love letters to your spine. Small, consistent acts of kindness your body will repay tenfold. I remember teaching these to Evelyn, 79, who'd given up gardening, her greatest joy. For weeks, she whispered, what if it's too late? But she kept at it. One morning, she bent to weed her marigolds and burst into tears. Not from pain, from its absence. I felt 60 again, she breathed. That's the gift waiting for you too. Not perfection, but freedom. Freedom to pick up your grandchild's dropped toy. Load the dishwasher without bracing. Dance at your great-nephew's wedding. Simply stand at the window watching birds without shifting your weight. So tomorrow morning, before the world asks anything of you, give yourself these 5 minutes. No special clothes. No equipment. Just you, showing up for your body like you would for a dear old friend. In our final chat, we'll talk about making this feel effortless. How to turn I should into I want to. But for now, why not try the magic carpet ride right where you're sitting? Close your eyes. Breathe. Let your sitting bones trace those tiny, sacred circles. Can you feel it? That soft whisper along your spine. Thank you. I remember how to move. I'll be right here when you're ready. I just pictured you trying the magic carpet ride in your favorite chair, maybe with the morning sun warming your shoulders. Feels good to move with your body instead of against it, doesn't it? Like finding an old friend you thought you'd lost. Now let's talk honestly. Because I know that voice in your head. The one that whispers, this feels nice now, but will it last? What if I forget? What if my old pain creeps back? I heard that same worry from Sam, a retired music teacher. He'd tried everything for his back, shots, braces, even considering surgery. I'm tired of quick fixes that fade. He told me, I want something that stays. So let's make these stretches stick. Not as a chore, but as tiny acts of self-kindness woven into your day. Here's how. 1. The 2-minute rule, your secret weapon. But I don't have time. Oh, I've heard this. My answer: you don't need 30 minutes. Scatter your stretches like birdseed. Waiting for the microwave? Kitchen sink hip shift. Commercials during your show? Chair angels. Before rising from the dinner table? Magic carpet ride. Sam does this. Now when my back whispers, I whisper back, not today. 2 minutes is my rebellion. 2. When motivation fades, and it will, some mornings, you'll feel like skipping. Be gentle. Do just one stretch. The one that feels easiest. Rose calls this her non-negotiable minute. Even if I do only the pillow knees in bed, I've kept my promise to myself. 3. What if it hurts? Listen, don't push. Evelyn emailed me this. The doorway hug felt scary at first, like my muscles might snap. Here's the golden rule. Stretch only to a gentle sigh, never to pain. Reduce the range, smaller hip circles. Shallower knee rocks. Use support. Hold the counter with one hand during doorway hugs. Breathe into tight spots like you're melting butter. Your troubleshooting guide. Real questions from folks like you. My balance isn't great. Can I still do these? Absolutely. Do the kitchen sink hip shift with both hands on the counter. Try the magic carpet ride and chair angels seated. They're 100% balance safe. I had hip surgery. Is pillow knee safe? Yes. Place the pillow, but let your knees fall only an inch or 2. Move like honey pouring. What if I skip a day or 3? Martha's wisdom. Don't punish yourself. Just slide back in like you're returning to a warm bath. The quiet revolution in your spine. Remember George, the mechanic? He sent me a photo last month. There he was, on his knees in the garage, reaching deep under his grandson's bicycle. Fixed the chain, he wrote. Didn't even think about my back till after. That's the real miracle. Not just less pain, but forgetting the pain exists. Because when your body feels safe, it stops shouting and starts singing. Margaret now tends her roses without her. Oh dear stool. Ben hung Christmas lights alone for the first time in 8 years. Evelyn mailed me seeds from her garden. The zinnias are back. So am I. Your invitation to a lighter tomorrow. So here's my challenge to you. For the next 7 days, gift yourself 5 minutes. Morning. Pillow knees in bed, 1 minute, plus chair angels at breakfast, 1 minute. Afternoon. Doorway hug, 1 minute, plus magic carpet ride before rising, 1 minute. Evening. Kitchen sink hip shift while the tea steeps, 1 minute. No perfection needed. Just show up. Before we go, take my hands. Imagine I'm sitting right across from you at your kitchen table. Your back has carried you through decades, through hard work, raising families, losses, joys. It deserves tenderness now. These stretches, they're your way of saying, thank you. I still need you. Let's dance a while longer. I believe in you. I believe in your strength. I believe in mornings where you swing your legs out of bed with a smile instead of a grimace. In afternoons where you bend to pet the dog without thinking twice. In evenings where you feel light. Your turn now. I'd love to hear your story. In the comments below, which stretch felt like a relief? What small victory made you smile? Even if it's just tying your shoes. You're not alone here. This community cares. Your words might give someone else the courage to try. If this helped you, tap that like button. It tells me to make more videos like this. Subscribe and click the bell. I'll be right here with new ways to help you thrive. One last thing. Stand up slowly. Place a hand on your lower back. Feel the warmth there? That's hope. That's possibility. That's you, taking your freedom back. One gentle stretch at a time. Here's to your next pain-free morning. Here's to living fully, deeply, and comfortably in this beautiful age. Go gently, my friend. I'm so proud of you.